All right, guys, who has it easier in society, men or women? We're going to figure that out today. Like, comment, subscribe, share the video. Let's get into it.
In 2024, who do you think has it easier today, men or women?
Honestly, women. We kind of live in a society that's almost run by women, but they're playing the victim, so we don't actually think that. Kind of a good strategy, honestly, but it shouldn't be like that.
Women have it easier than men just because you see this conference and how many supporters women have. I don't think we have the same support for men.
Probably women. I think that men are kind of under attack right now.
Men have it harder. I think just by virtue, they have to become something. They have to prove themselves to be respected, to be accomplished.
I feel like boys have it easier because the girls are always cleaning.
Men has it easier because they don't really have this culture war what we have to fight as women. Woke agenda actually tries to delete womanness.
I'm not sure how to choose that because right now I think the women are a bit under assault, so I guess it would be the men have it easier, but in a way, I don't know that I could put money on either one.
I think it's hard to say whether men or women have it harder. I think we face very different situations. And I think for women, what we see a lot is this dichotomy that you either can be a stay-at-home trad wife mom or be a force in the marketplace.
Do you consider yourself a feminist? Why or why not?
I don't think I like the word feminist. I think it's been kind of skewed today. Maybe traditional feminism. Women should have all the same rights as men. But I think we're there.
I believe in women and that there's a difference between men and women. So in that sense, I'm not a feminist of today's culture.
I would not consider myself a feminist, but I would say that I strongly believe in taking pride in my job as a woman, to take care of a family and to be able to uphold that level of respect.
Having so many men in women's sports, I do feel like my feminism is coming back because I feel like now there actually is something that women need to fight for.
I am against feminism because if you look at the history of feminism, at the very beginning was to take down the patriarchy. It wasn't just against bad men, it was against men, period. You hear that all the time now. We don't need men, there aren't good men, all men are pigs. So absolutely against feminism. I'm pro patriarchy.
I was a special forces PSYOPs, a German Bundeswehr, so I did very masculine job, and I don't see me as a feminist, but I'm still a woman. I'm aware of it, and I embrace my female side, and I think that's what everyone should do.
I might be a feminist in the true sense of the word. Let's just take care of what women really need. I think that that is being taken away from us.
I don't think that a woman is the same as a man, and I think that's what feminism has become. I think that women are equal in dignity, but different in creation, and I think...
Now, all these answers have been fairly good, actually. I mean, even the ones that kind of say that maybe women have it harder, they've still been quite fair answers. And again, if I had to give my opinion, I would probably say men still, but the answers for women have been fairly reasonable right now, because if you look at the recent stuff with, like, again, like someone said, men in women's sports, right? It is kind of an attack on women, or just the trans issues in general. It is kind of attack on women because you're trying to change the definition of what a woman is. You're trying to have trans people in women's spaces, you know, sports, bathrooms, right? So on that sense, I get why they say that. I would still probably say men. I feel like they do tend to bash down on men a lot harder, especially, but I think all the answers have been fairly reasonable so far, so I don't really have much to disagree with, to be honest.
I think that's like the basis of my feminism, is like traditional feminism.
What would you say is the biggest scam?
Oh yeah, and with feminism, I would say again, traditional feminism, right? What traditional feminists want, from what I've seen anyway, they just wanted women to have equal rights. But I feel like a lot of women these days don't really know what the actual definition of feminism is. They just think feminism is women ruling over men, right? Or women having more than men, but they try to frame it as being equal. So if you look at, well, okay, give an example of like sports, right? You'll have women be like, why don't men get paid the same? And then you'll clearly explain to them why they can't be paid the same, and they'll still call it misogyny and say that women are not treated fairly, right? But it's very hard to have conversations with women that call themselves feminists in today, because it's like, obviously, when people say they want stuff equal, I don't think they actually understand what it means. Obviously, some stuff are still going to be unequal, right? Men and women are just unequal in general, right? In strength, in a lot of other stuff, right? Or why is there so many male mechanics, right? And why is there not enough women? Is because men generally tend to go towards those type of jobs, right? And you'll try and explain that simple fact, and they go, no, it's because they don't want women here. We need to hire more women. But the point is, it's not hiring more women to do jobs, it's letting it be open to women to join it, but it's not actively searching for women, because then that's probably more discrimination than anything else. But if you try to explain that to modern day feminists, they don't really understand. And I feel like, I guess this is one reason why I would love time travel to be a real thing, guys, because imagine if you could bring the feminists of the past, you know, the suffragettes. I know there's probably more, but I only really know the suffragettes, right? You bring them to today and you show them how the world is. I really feel like they would be like, oh, we've come so far, like why are people still complaining? Do you know what I mean? But I feel like when you give people an inch, they go a mile. And that's not to say you shouldn't have give women rights. Obviously you should have, of course. But I feel like people try to take it a step too far, or people always want something to complain about, if you guys get what I'm saying. But anyway, let's continue.
In America in 2024.
College. I think it can be useful for some people, but I think a lot of people are
Really?
useful
In America in 2024.
What is the biggest scam in America in 2024? Okay.
college. I think it can be useful for some people, but I think a lot of people are just expected to go to college. And so they enter college way too early when they're not prepared, and they waste a lot of money and time.
Modern feminism, I think, is a joke. I think we're being scammed out of like the beauty of womanhood. All the women are just falling for it. And that's what I like about Turning Point, is that they're calling it out.
It's the divide between men and women. So the biggest scam is the anti-marriage, anti-family, men against women propaganda. I hate that.
The medical aspect of pharmaceuticals and, feeding the people in our country a bunch of lies about what is really gonna help stop your issues in your health. Get help that will actually help in the long run instead of just suppressing your issues.
Being a mom isn't worth your time. I think it's instilling fear. A lot of what Candace Owens said last night. It's making us afraid of our nature. I don't think we need to be afraid of what we've been given.
Taxes.
Yes, thank you. Love that. What is your favorite thing about being a woman?
Motherhood. I have a 1-year-old at home, and it's the most wonderful thing ever. I was working full time and was the primary financial provider for our family, and I gave it all up for my daughter to be a stay-at-home mom, and it's the most wonderful thing I've ever done, and I'm gonna keep doing it.
The ability to have a kid is just such a beautiful thing. And I just think women are just so magical. So I'm glad that I'm a woman.
The nurturing part of being a mom and being a woman. And I love the intuitiveness that God has given me as a woman.
Feeling deeply, I feel like, is such a privilege as a woman. Like, men don't have that. But women are very sensitive. We're very intuitive. We know how to help people. And I think that's so beautiful. And I don't think that should be undermined. And I think it absolutely is being undermined. And it's shown as a weakness now when it's not.
I love supporting and being supported by other women.
I love being a woman. I'm actually in the military, so I get to be, that kind of aspect of being a woman is different, being surrounded by mostly men. But I'm also a girly girl, as you can tell. So I just love having that kind of passion and representing the women around me.
I like all of it. I love the dresses, I love the makeup, but then I love just the attributes and character that comes with it.
Love how so many ladies here are embracing feminism and realizing that masculinity isn't better than femininity, it's just different, and there's nothing wrong with wanting to be a feminine woman and still be strong in that way. It's been so great being able to speak to all these inspiring young women, so don't forget to like, share,
Well, maybe it's probably because it was a Turning Point event where you didn't get a lot of women being a lot of conversational. I'm sure if it was just a street interview, you'd probably get different answers, right? But again, that's what it's all about. I felt all them answers were very reasonable women, and I wish we could have more people like that, or more people could listen to women like that, because I think a lot of the times being a traditional woman, or not even just traditional woman, but being a woman is kind of being looked at as, oh, you have to be a slave, or staying inside, or you have to cook and clean and da. But realistically, right, when I hear women saying that, I guess their choices or their freedom is being squashed, I don't get that, especially American women, because it's like America, and it's one of the places where you can be as free as possible as a woman. Like, America is the best country to live in as a woman. Do you know what I mean? And I'm from the UK, and I would say America is probably one of the best places to live in for a woman. So yeah. But guys, like, comment, subscribe, share the video. Let me know, who do you think has it harder, men or women? Do you like the way feminism is today if you're a woman, right? What's the other question? I forgot what the other question was. But yeah, guys, like, comment, subscribe, share the video. For more videos like this, comment down below. But yeah, I'm out. Peace.